Welcome back to Twin J Racing, everyone. And real quick, I haven't addressed this yet, and I've been meaning to. In the amusement park industry, we just had a big thing a couple of days ago. They finally announced what everybody was speculating. Cedar Fair, or Six Flags as they're known as now, selling off a bunch of parks, which we had seen the copyrights, and I don't jump on the rumor train anymore because I didn't do it for Kingda Ka and I missed it, and then I jumped on the rumor train last year. California's Great America is closing this year. They've removed a bunch of stuff, this, that. Everybody was saying in the spring last year or late winter, early spring, that California's Great America is going to close. And so I jumped and went out there last spring with my daughter, and we did that. So I jumped on that rumor, and it turned out not to be true. It's still supposed to close by 27 or 28, but I don't know when for sure. So, but I jumped on that rumor and missed it. So I'm kind of like, I don't know which rumors to believe. They showed trademarks. They showed a bunch of stuff for a bunch of different parks being sold off. 7 total. One's a water park, which, I mean, I'm not a big water park person. We used to enjoy them, but I haven't been to them for a while. I think in the long run, it's probably going to be better for these parks. Are they going to see big $1 million big roller coasters? Probably not. They're going to see smaller, but hopefully they'll see some investment. Especially, well, let's talk about the different parks. Michigan's Adventure, definitely, I think will be good for them, because they haven't gotten much besides a bench or a trash can in the last few years. They got a revamped kids area, and they try to say, oh, we got a new coaster, and all they did was move one coaster from one area to another. So it wasn't a new coaster. Schlitterbahn, I don't know much about that. That's a water park in Texas. Six Flags Great Escape, I have not had the pleasure of being there yet, so I can't really give too much input on that park or what I think, but they haven't gotten a lot of investment there, so hopefully that will help. LaRonde, haven't been there myself, but I've heard a lot of, it's okay-ish, but it's definitely a lower tier park. Six Flags St. Louis, I enjoyed Six Flags St. Louis when we went. I think we went in 19. I think it was 19 we went. It was a nice park. It definitely can tell it's been neglected. It hasn't had any major investments in the last, I don't know, however long. They removed a few rides. They got a boomerang. You know, they got a kids coaster, which I guess is supposed to be pretty decent, but still, it's a kids coaster. There's nothing been really thrill rides in quite a while. They do have Mr. Freeze the Blast Coaster, which is like the best coaster there. Boss, everybody says RMC it. I could see that, but if they did a lot of retracking like they did on the Beast, it would be a good ride. Now, maybe this new company will invest in getting the Boss retracked. So that one, I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of think they could have kept it and built it up, but it definitely was a lower tier. I think, being that it was a core Six Flags park, one of the first 3, they should have kept it, but it's business, and it's literally business. Valley Fair, that was one they threw in there that wasn't known about right away, but that's kind of the same thing. They're not investing in it, and they haven't had a new coaster in years. I don't remember the exact date, but I believe it's like 20-25 years since they've had a new coaster. And then you got Worlds of Fun, which just got Zimbazi Zinger, which was a great ride, but they haven't had a lot of investment before that either. They got some decent coasters. Prowler was pretty good. You know, they got Mamba, which is a Morgan Hyper, which is, it's a Morgan Hyper. It's fun, but it's not standout. So my thoughts on these parks like Michigan's Adventure, hopefully they'll get some small investments, get some new flat rides, get something new to help build up the park a little bit. You know, the last new coaster, which was a relocated coaster, was I can't think of the Thunderhawk, which came from Six Flags Ohio or whatever else they called it. I forget. There's all kinds of different names they called it. When they bought it, they changed it back to Geauga Lake, and then I think it was 06 or 07, they took that coaster and moved it to Michigan's Adventure, which was a great addition for them, but that's really been the last addition. I think they got a water ride the year after, and that's kind of been it, and they just, that's it. They don't invest in it, and I understand it's not a big market up there, but, you know, you got to do something. Yes, they have Shivering Timbers, which is a okay ride. I didn't find it standout-ish, but I want to go up and rewrite it again and see, you know, if I like it better or not. But the park itself definitely needs some improvement to bring people in my opinion, because Cedar Point's 3 or 4 hours from there. You know, it's just the locals go to it, and that's about it. Worlds of Fun, like I said, we enjoyed it. Is it a standout park? No. And these are all lower tier parks and whatever their original chain is, and now they're all Six Flags. So I think it's a good thing for these parks, and I'm happy this year they're going to honor our passes, because when they sold us our passes, they said this many parks. And I'm going to try to hit a few more of these parks this summer. I really want to try to get to Valley Fair. I'd like to do Luron, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And I'd like to get to Great Escape before it's no longer part of the Six Flags chain, and I can still get in for free. But I mean, if I have to buy a pass, I'll have to buy a pass. I'm hoping it is a good thing for these parks going forward, and I hope they get investments from this Enchanted Parks, which is, I guess, kind of an offshoot of Premier Parks or something, somebody was saying. And they don't do a lot of big investments, but hopefully they can do some to help move these parks along to make them better, to bring people in. So that's kind of my thoughts. Do I think Six Flags is possibly going to sell off a few more parks? I think there's possibly a few more. A lot of people are looking at Discovery Kingdom. I don't know if they'll sell off Discovery Kingdom, because that'll be the only one in Northern California they have once Great America closes. I'm just glad they sold the parks instead of just closing them like they did Six Flags America. You know, and I understand business. There's a lot of other parks in that area that you can go to that they own, and to sell it all, or to close it and then just sell the land, takes a competing park. Now to sell it to somebody else, it makes it a competition. Discovery Kingdom could be on the bubble, but who knows? They might keep it and fix it up. Might move some of the rides from Great America to there. Don't know if they will do that or not. I think maybe Dorney, which I was kind of surprised they kept Dorney, but I hear that it does really good and it's a really good money maker. But yet everybody says Michigan's Adventure is a really good money maker, but they dumped it. So I don't know. I don't know what the new CEOs and the new everybody that's taken over, what they're thinking. And I know they're looking at the bottom line, trying to free up capital and the EBITDA, whatever that means. I hear that word all the time. And I know that's debt to income, this whatever. I'm not a financial person. But I hope for these parks, it's going to be an improvement, and maybe they'll get small investments and stuff to bring them up. For Cedar Fair, or well, Six Flags. I keep wanting to say Cedar Fair, but it's for the Six Flags parks. Hopefully it'll help keep them moving in the right direction and free up cash to give better investments for the parks that they did keep. And hopefully overall it's better for both sides of the chain. And unfortunately, you know, we may lose a few more parks before all is said and done. They may close some, they may do whatever. Unfortunately, in the world, it's about money, and they have to make money, and they are making money per their call. They're making, people are spending some money in the parks, but they have to streamline their cost, and that's what they're doing. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you boys and girls in the next one.